Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Uncapped. This is a podcast put on by Call It Closed agents to provide training for all real estate agents. We talk about how different agents have built their career so that you can see what little bits you can pick up from other agents and add that into your own book of business. So today we are here with somebody who is a CRM master, the script memorizer, the schedule enabler, and master granola bar finisher.
There we go.
He's really good at eating granola bars
That's what I'm here for.
and Chipotle.
And Chipotle could do 2 bowls in 20 minutes.
And then he'd do it again 20 minutes later.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you invite him to a networking event, make sure that there's extra food. But
Otherwise, I'm not coming.
so like jokes aside, he does do a lot. He is the number one ranking agent in our team with CRM management. Whenever I log in and I see the numbers, it's always Mykyta beating everybody else by at least 100 calls a day. And like he knows how to work his business to get relatively consistent lead gen. But Mykyta, what do you think is a good career builder for you? What do you think has built your business and put it into a really secure place?
Yeah, and thanks so much for the introduction.
Oh, yeah, it was a long one, I guess.
Yeah, at the moment, I think it's Sphere and open houses and follow up with the clients. I really like going to the events that I'm interested in. Like, for example, it's in church. I volunteer at church. I go to small groups, and obviously everyone over there knows that I'm a realtor. Even I don't have to mention that because they follow me on Instagram. They see my silly videos, and every time
How do they follow you?
I started following them first.
Oh.
Yeah, we would just exchange numbers, or like I was just like, "Hey, do you like running, or are you into pickleball?" So we would just start playing pickleball. They'll find out that I'm a realtor. Because when they'll ask me like, "Hey, what do you do?" I said, "I actually sell homes." They're like, "Oh, cool. Are you on social media?" Yes. That's how we exchanged information. Also, I found that open houses work for me. Started working for me recently, thanks to Melissa.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I get a thank you?
Yeah, more than that. Melissa has taught me a lot of things, and it took me a long time to understand them. For example, just being authentic and just focus on building a relationship, not necessarily what you will get out of that relationship. And yeah.
I think it's a really common mistake. And I know I did it when I was a new agent too. Like you get into this business and you're like, oh man, realtors make so much money. They're so professional. They're always working. Like they dress a certain way. They act a certain way. They talk a certain way. And then you get into this business and you realize that, no, I'm here to help people. So let me just see what this person is about because I can't even help them if I don't know anything about them. And it's kind of hard because you see all of these realtors on social media who are highly successful. They've created their own brand. Luxury realtors are the ones that go the most viral because they're showing the most beautiful houses. But in reality, the average agent sells the average house. The average first-time buyer, at least in Minnesota, our entry to the Minnesota market is like between 350 and 4. It's been going up year after year, but we still sell a lot of houses that are under 350. And if we brand ourselves as a luxury agent, that alienates everyone who's not luxury.
Exactly.
And do you own a luxury house?
I don't.
Yeah,
No.
me neither. So like I'm not chasing down these luxury houses because it's not where I live. I want to help people that I can genuinely help. And if luxury markets aren't what I would buy, then how can I make someone else buy it, you know?
True. Yeah. Plus, you also want to be able to relate to people that you
Hmm.
know. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So tell me about open houses and how those how you've learned to convert leads out of opens.
okay. So a really good question that again Melissa taught me to ask. Um,
You're not here to give me props.
maybe I am.
He
It's
wants a raise.
just a little bit
Oh my
would be nice. So I just try to be as authentic as I can. I try to know before I head to the property as much as I can about the property, about the neighborhood, maybe any shops or malls or busy roads that might be there near the open house. Also, I used to do sign-in sheets. I thought they worked, but they actually did not. So
Why
now I
not?
just um, because I was technically, or I made it feel like I'm forcing people to sign in, and they
Mm,
could feel that. And when I followed up with them, they just wouldn't answer. They just wouldn't want to talk to me. But then when I kind of got rid of the send-in sheets and I started to be more authentic, try to build a relationship, knowing that I might not get anything out of that, just trying to be nice and maybe helpful and provide value, and just maybe ask more questions, even if it's not going to be me that's going to help them. They'll just leave with value. And the question that I like to ask is, how did you hear about the open house? And it'll tell you um, how they heard about it. Like if they said Zillow or Realtor.com, it'll let you know that most likely they don't have an agent, and that might be a way for you to provide value and see if you could um, help them with
mhm.
a home purchase.
Do you have a story of someone you met at an open house that you did help?
Yes.
I know you've got a listing coming on now.
Yes. So I've hosted an open house. That's most of the good leads that I've got from the open house. They were sell and buy. So I've got 3 of those leads, and one of them I'm working with right now. They're preparing their house for sale right now. And again, it was the same thing. I just tried to be nice and try to relate to them, to their specific situation. I tried to, in a way, bond with them and make a friend if I can. Plus, at the end of the day, if they liked you, but they work with a realtor, you can always ask if they know anyone that maybe needs my help right now. Um,
Do you ever, like, as a way to bond with someone, ask them what their Chipotle order is?
if we're talking about Chipotle, but I sometimes I find myself talking about maybe faith or like church, um, and yes, that's how I build those relationships with the sellers, or even my ethnicity or like where I'm from. I'm European, and like when I hear someone's last name like um, Kravinsky or something like that, I might ask them about it, and would just chat again about that, and that's what lets their guard down, and they start to see like that I'm actually a real person. I'm not a robot. I'm not just like um, mm, using scripts and just
Hmm.
being authentic.
I think a lot of times, especially with open houses, the average client walks in that door and they expect to be sold.
Yeah,
And the second you're like, "Hey, what's your Chipotle order?" They're like, "Well, wait a
yeah,
second. Like, what? Why are you asking me about that?" Like, I don't know. I just, I just wanted to talk about something other than this beautiful granite countertop. By the way, did you notice? And so I think it's really nice to go into an open house without scripts. I mean, come prepared. Have your flyers. Have everything you need to feel secure, but you have to just be ready to talk to people.
yeah,
You're basically on stage for 2 hours. And when somebody comes in the door, if you're like waking up from a nap on the couch, it's not going to go well. But
yeah.
if you're there and attentive, like I know you are, I bet you don't even sit down during open houses.
If I do sit down, it's usually at the porch. Um, yeah,
So then you can sit and watch for people to come in.
yeah,
But
and just watch people.
Mykyta stays ready so he doesn't have to get ready.
Yeah, yeah, you could say that. Yeah. I might have my laptop on me too so that I could maybe do some work while it's not as busy.
Hmm. So you talked a little bit about being from Ukraine, and now we're going off of script.
Hmm.
But I think when I think about the American dream and I think about people who are really taking advantage of it, I think about people like you.
Hmm.
So, um, I want to talk a little bit more about your journey coming here, just because you didn't necessarily start as a real estate agent,
No,
but what drew you to becoming a real estate agent?
that's a really good question, and I really like this one. So after coming to the States, I had one full time job where I worked at a factory, or no, not at a factory, at a warehouse. And then my second one was I was doing door to door sales. I was selling roofs. And 4 months into it, I found out that there was a real estate company at the same office. And also at the same time, I was reading books on how to become wealthy. Um, and most of them talked about stock investing or real estate investing. And I was like, I am still passionate about investing, stock and real estate. I was like, dang, I already have a real estate team in the same office. Why don't I just, buy some courses and get my license? So took some courses, took 3 courses, passed the tests. It took me like 6 or 7 times to pass it,
6, 7.
um, and passed the tests. Got my license, and I found that I actually like helping people make this really hard decision in buying or selling their home because, first of all, this is very emotional, and this is a really hard decision to make. And this is what gets me going every single day. And like, I'm really passionate about real estate, and I don't know, there's just something about it that I really love about it. Cause like, I'm there to help other people make this really hard decision and maybe just take the emotion out of the transaction and just make sure that they're not overspending, um, that they're making an actually good decision and while purchasing or selling a home.
When somebody's making a good decision, are there key factors that you try to evaluate?
Yes. At the same time, I'm not gonna make a decision for them. I am here to provide them with good enough information so that they can make a good and educated decision.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm not an inspector. I'm here to advise on what to do, maybe, or what inspection to take. Um, so
Like if
yeah,
they're doing like just the general inspection or like a
yeah,
sewer,
yeah,
checking for radon.
yeah. Just and
Hmm.
before writing an offer, I'll just do an analysis of the whole neighborhood to make sure that they're not overpaying and just kind of trying to avoid that appraisal gap as much as I can.
Hmm. Appraisal gap. That's a good one. Um, so do you think that what do you think your biggest strength is as a realtor?
Oh, it's consistency. I know that I'm hardworking. I know that I can do hard things, and I'm still. I like to think that I'm open-minded. Sometimes I'm not, and honestly, thanks so much to Melissa again. She's
I'm
I
I'm
really
not paying you more, Mykyta.
dang it. Okay, forget about it. I'm just kidding. No, I really like working with Melissa because she's gonna tell me things that I might not necessarily want to hear, but I need to hear them. And I really appreciate that. Yeah. Like she's always honest with me. Even though like again, this is not be some might not be something I want to hear, but like she's gonna be honest with me and I really appreciate it.
I think like, and then to your credit, like managing people is different. And I have to be a different kind of manager for every single person that I have on staff. And this is gonna be funny, but you are the only person that I can be mean to. And you are also the only person that I have to be mean to get you to listen to me. And
Thank you.
and somehow we still have a really good relationship. But like I have gotten more stern with you than I have ever gotten with any of my other agents. And I think you know that.
Mhm.
It's just it like you have taught me so much about managing and managing different personality styles. And I've told you before that, hey, Mykyta, I was mean to you last week on purpose because I knew that you needed that kick in the butt.
Yeah. I needed that, and I still need it. Still need it.
I haven't been mean to you in a long time, though. But I always apologize 2 weeks later, so you think I was mean for real.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What do you attribute the most to your success?
Mm. It's kind of the things that I talked about before. It just making sure that I'm on top of everything. I'm on top of my systems. Just making sure that I'm prospect and follow up. Like maybe half a year ago, I found out about this thing that I always talk about. Alphabet follow up is basically you follow up with your database once a month at least. Um, so it's like you follow up with the people on the first of the month, you follow up with the people whose name starts with an A. Second of the month is whose name starts with a B. Third of the month is C, and so on. So by the 24th, you're done following up with everyone. But I follow up with active and clients that I nurture or prospects that I nurture like once a week or once every 2 weeks. Um, and it's been working. A lot of people have been responding. A lot of people have been kind of, yeah, they've been responding. And like at the same time, I've noticed that when I'm honest with them and like I'm telling them why I'm calling and like what's the purpose of the call, then it works best for me. What else?
I think clients want to know that too. They're like, why are you calling?
Yeah,
And you're like, I'm here to sell you a house and talk about your Chipotle order.
exactly. Yes. And also just trying to joke with them too, like be authentic and just trying to make a friend over the phone. Like a few months ago, I made a friend that's like random. Like it's randomly. I made a friend. He's in a different state, but he partially lives in Minnesota. And then he's looking to buy a $500,000 laundromat.
Mm.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Just made it over the phone, joked with him. Yeah. What else? Prospecting. I'm not gonna lie, I used to hate it. But like the more I do it, the less worried I am about like what they're gonna think of me. Like, what if I say the wrong thing, et cetera, et cetera. And like once, like when I'm more comfortable with this, like I'm able to joke with them. I'm able to like tease them a little bit. And
I
yeah.
have to talk about the time. I don't mean to interrupt
Okay.
you, but we were literally just talking about this where you were trying to convert the lead
Oh, yeah.
and she was talking and she was like, well, I have a lot of friends that are real estate agents. And you go, yeah, me too. And I mean, it didn't convert her as a lead by any
Yeah.
means, but you almost have to have fun with it. Otherwise, it gets absolutely exhausting.
Exactly. Yes. It is very exhausting. Plus what else? Time management too. Um, the more I'm organized with my calendar, the less time I spend doing busy work. Cause like I come to the office with a purpose. Like I already know the night before, I already know like what I'm going to do, like what maybe my tasks are. And like this way I get done earlier and maybe just go and do something for fun or just go for a walk, a hike, hang out with a friend.
You're actually a machine, and I know you don't do anything for fun. Um, so do you ever show up to the office and you're like, wow, I have nothing to do today? And if you have days like that, how do you figure out what to do?
I I have days like that. I usually it's Fridays, I'm not gonna lie.
He schedules it in.
I try, yeah, I'll also try to schedule time where I don't do anything. Like it's usually Fridays, I've noticed. I I still have work on Fridays, but it's not as much as like throughout the week. Like I have more work on Sundays. Um because the open houses, then I have church and like other stuff. But I usually when I have days like that, I just try to kind of relax and um, um,
Have
yeah.
some,
What's that?
have some coffee and then just keep working.
No, no, I like seriously try to schedule or just know where my like time would be, like where I don't have to do anything. And this truly helps more than I thought it would, because we all need rest and we need to reset. Um, like for the past few weeks, I didn't have a day off. So like this weekend, I finally like was
Have I been working you too hard?
no, no. But like this is something I'm prayed for, and I'm truly like this is more than I could have asked for. Like this busyness with work is a blessing, and like I'm really grateful to do what I do, and I love it. But yeah, sometimes it just needs some time to reset.
Yeah. I mean, no one's expected to work nonstop around the clock.
Yeah.
So you do. And I think you are really good about time management. So, um, not to be creepy or anything, but I do have cameras at the office. So I see I'll get a buzz at 8 in the morning most mornings. I'm like, who is at our door at 8? Oh, it's Mykyta. Mykyta's back. Um, um,
Shady's back.
Shady's back, back again. Tell a friend. Uh, so what niche gets you the most business?
At the moment, there's two, and I'm also working on third. So the first one is my sphere, second one is open houses, and then third one I'm trying to focus on listings. And first one, I'll talk about the sphere. I've noticed that it's way easier to find a client who's also your friend. For example, I don't even have to talk to the people that are in my sphere because they already know that I'm a realtor. They follow me on social media. They have my number. We text each other. I might send like a reel or funny reel, or they might just see my silly videos and then come up to me like and say, "Hey, your videos are fun. They're hilarious. Actually, I had a laugh. Thank you." Or they don't say thank you.
If you're watching this now, please make sure that you comment, hey, I watch your videos and they're hilarious.
That would be really nice. But yeah, that's how I got a client from the small group. Like I don't go to small groups at church to convert clients. I go there to learn more about Jesus, but it just happens that they reach out and yeah, one of them is just getting pre-approved this weekend and yeah.
Woohoo. So you're just out here being a good person and people are like, man, I want to work with that guy because he's a good person.
I'm trying to be. Yeah. Then open houses, I've talked about them a little bit, and now I'm focusing on listings. Because I found that there you can have more listing at the time than buyers. For example, you can have 20 listings at a time, and then you can only have like up to 7 buyers like at a time, because like you got to do showings and other stuff. But with listings, you're mostly managing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, handling the calls that come to you. So when you say you want to target listings, is there anything you're doing to generate listing business?
Yes. Yes. So for example, this one, we had a listing in one neighborhood. And then I remember there's a buyer that called me off of it. And then she was like, "Hey, I really like this listing. But I'm interested in staying in this neighborhood. Like, um, I don't know what to do." I was like, "Oh, I can actually talk to all your neighbors and see if anyone's interested in selling." So I did circle prospecting. I'm calling all the sellers. I'm still because like most of them, they didn't pick up the phone. I'm still calling them. And like, I found one person that's actually thinking about selling. Like, you'll never know like what somebody wants to do, or you'll never be able to get or achieve your goals if you never ask, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just calling like all the neighbors to ask if they've even considered selling, or like if this is their forever home. Like even if this is their forever home, they might know someone that's looking to sell in that neighborhood. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and like, because if you don't ask, you'll never know.
You
And
always have to ask
yeah,
for the business because I I mean, the majority of people aren't in sales, so they don't understand necessarily what goes into it and where we get business from. So you almost need to ask, hey, do you know someone who's buying or selling? Or uh, can I help you sell your house? What matters to you in a sale and how can I help you get there? You need to ask these things because it it happens again and again and again that the client or prospect or whoever it is will say, "Oh, I didn't think you did that kind of business, so I went with someone else."
Exactly.
And if they don't think that you're doing personalized business to them, then they're going to think that they should work with someone else. So you
Yes.
do have to ask.
Yeah. And plus, like, it's important to tell everybody you know that you're a realtor. Like, they have to know somehow that you're a realtor. Like, whether you told them, whether they saw you on social media. What else? Yeah. I mean, these are the two ways I can think of.
You should buy a moving truck and then put your face on it.
And then just do
Hmm.
this.
No, actually, you'll get sued for that.
I know. What if I have like sweaty armpits?
You'll get sued for that.
What if I
You
do
can't.
this?
That works. That you
Okay.
could do. Yep, you can't put your arms out sideways though. It's trademarked. Um. So if you could redo one thing, go back to little baby
Mm.
Mykyta,
Okay,
brand
like
new.
2 years old.
2 years ago,
Okay.
not 2 years old, but when you were a brand new little baby agent, and what advice do you wish you heard and you actually took seriously back then?
I feel like at that time I already received a really good advice from Melissa, but I just didn't listen. Um,
This is why I have to be mean to you sometimes.
yes, hopefully more often. Um, so I just wish I would have listened sooner.
Okay.
Just
Well, let's talk about the advice because like we can look back and actually like
okay.
feel bad, but I don't want you to feel bad. What's the advice? Because like let's say that someone's listening to this and they're 2 weeks in their business.
Mhm.
What advice was it that you wish you took?
So, so the advice would be just build as many relationships as you can, be as authentic as you can, um, maybe make as many friends as you can. Just try to put your name and yourself out there. What else? And don't try to be interesting. Be interested.
Mm,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
yeah. I've read it in the book that's called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Mm,
It's a really good one. So it says something like, if for 3 months you try to be interested, then interesting, you'll make more friends than for 2 years if you try to be interesting.
hmm
If that makes sense.
I think that's really fair and like just a personal story like where for every agent that was a full-time agent during COVID, I feel like they're going to feel this. So COVID was an extremely traumatic time for everybody. And for realtors, we were going through all this like trauma at home just like everybody was. And we also have our phones ringing at 7 in the morning and doing paperwork till midnight every single day. And after 2 years of this, I was like, man, not a client has asked me how my day was and actually was curious. I have been asking all of my clients about themselves for 2 years, and I
Yeah.
have not talked about myself in 2 years. And it put me on this spiral to burnout. And it's just the nature of the game. You have to be more interested in other people than you are in yourself. And obviously, like, don't do what I do. Take your time, take your self care, have your friend groups, unload on them. But you really shouldn't be going to your clients and talking about your personal life.
Mm,
And like, even if they are your friends, when they are your client, they are your client, and you should not be talking about yourself.
mhm.
You need to keep the focus on them because this is the biggest decision that they're going to make financially in their life. So
Yeah.
you have to just focus on them. And the only way you can focus on them is to be interested in them. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a bit of a spiral. Maybe I'm scarred by COVID. It might
You'll
be a
be
little
okay.
bit. That's how I'm able to be mean to you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
it's my trauma. um, so how has Call It Close changed how you do business?
Okay. The most obvious one is obviously it's 100% brokerage. I get to earn more. But the second one, it's just the broker, I guess.
You're like, I know her now. You knew me. You knew me before I was a broker, but
Yeah,
now
I knew you before you were famous. But yeah,
um, so I mean, making more money is the kind of what everybody wants. But to
yeah,
your testament, like, yes, you're making more money now, but you're also able to work full time now
yeah,
because you're on my team, but you're paying team splits. You're not paying broker splits.
mhm,
It makes a huge difference.
yeah,
It does. Like if you have to sell four less houses a year than you had to last year just because you switched brokerages, how much more time does that give you?
exactly. Yes. It gives me way more time to maybe focus even on prospecting or
Mm-hmm.
follow up.
Prospecting or follow up or scheduling,
Yeah.
open houses,
Open houses, buyer consultations, listing consultations.
taking Fridays off.
Yes.
But no, it's huge. So like I know personally I am a better person because you are here at this company. And the old company. I'm happy to have you in my
Thank you.
life. I'm happy to have you in my business.
Appreciate it.
Even though we fight a lot.
Just a little bit.
It's like it's important to have people who think differently than you to balance you out.
Yeah.
That's why we fight. Like
100%.
and our fights are never bad. Um but no, I think you make me a better person and hopefully I make you a better person too.
I'm just kidding.
Put that clip on live. Um but no, I'm really happy to
kidding.
have you here. I am really excited to see where your career goes, especially now that you're full time
Yeah.
and like really pouring into this. I know that great things are going to come to you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hmm. Everybody, Mykyta Krivchenko. In the comment section, write your favorite Chipotle order. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
See ya.